All right, my brothers. So what we need to do here is we have a direction, fly towards location first. So what we're doing here is calculate layer, draw sprite meteor. So this right here is a missile that we need to work with or something. Okay, so it's drawing all of the missiles in an active ability. And then the missile can have a glow, a shadow, and that's it. All right, my brothers. We need to change some of this data here because it's dark. So this is the problem that I have, you know, guys. This is the issue I have. I have an issue where I don't know how to draw this ability here. So I'm thinking about this. In the game, right, we have a fixed update. And one step in here is every 0.02 seconds. Or you could also say, well, this is 1 divided by 50 frames per second. Okay, so that's my fixed update loop. And I have rendering is essentially the same line, but many more dashes. Because the rendering is unlocked, which means it runs as fast as possible. Okay, and so it could be 1 divided by 1,000 even. How fast? Frames per second. That all depends on how fast your computer is. And so, now that we have this, right? I want to build... In the fixed update, I need to send some data to the renderer. Like, for example, a quad, a picture, that has maybe a position and a previous position. And that's like some generic quad that has nothing to do with like... It's like generic quads that I can draw or that I hold on to from within the game, essentially. So, for example, an arrow, a certain arrow could draw me like the reason why I'm talking about this is, so like this is the idea. And so now an example would be, let's use some different color. An example of this would be arrows, okay? So for example, what would that mean? An arrow in the game can potentially have the quad that would be the sprite itself, right? That would be one of those quads. But then an arrow could also have like a drop shadow. Let's just pretend, right? Shadow. Now, an arrow itself should not store these two things. In my opinion, the arrow should just concern itself with its position, physics data, collider stuff, and then this stuff right here gets written to like some sort of generic, I don't know what you want to call that, quad array. So we have like a quad array that maybe fits 1,000 slots, and we write from when we are updating the arrow, right? When we call the update loop here, that function sends over
bad code check
to
react all day
quads.
Check 0 progress check
here.
Demo went check dash CPP,
you know,
check.
That's what I think I'm currently doing wrong in my game, because I don't, this stuff right here, I don't do this at the moment. I do this on the arrow. And I think that's bad. Do you mean storing constant data separately? No, so like whenever we get a fixed update, it would clear up. A fixed update would clear out this array. It would clear this array. And then in the and it would write, first it would clear, that is step 1. And then in step number 2, we write to this array again. And then in the unlocked rendering, it's just this one right here, it reads. And it interpolates between these two positions. That's all I need to do, essentially, to have generic quads drawn by arrows, by active abilities, by damaging zones, by beams, by what else would that be? Effects happening in the game, stuff like that. Anyways, okay, so in order to do this, I need to store generic quartz somewhere. I think in the game state. Struct, game state. There we go. So what we need here is essentially an array of quartz. That's it. And how many do we use? 2000. And a quartz would be it has a vector 2 position, vector 2 previous position, and then it has draw data. I think that's all we need.
Gotcha, bitch.
And then this right here, this quad gets reset. Where's this? There we go. This gets reset every time we update the game. Let's test this, if this works. Cool. Now I have a question for you guys. Now I have a question. Should effects still... Should an effect like a particle effect, should that still happen on the rendering loop or in the fixed update loop? It should probably be on the rendering loop, right? Render, yeah. And then the same for like simple effects as well. If we start flicking all the holes in this sinking ship, the game will never release. Are we speaking of lerping? Yeah, we are lerping then. Yes, exactly. Ulas. Hello there, sub. Hello, G-Stream on YouTube. Render 100%. Okay, let's just test this, right? I've never done this before, but essentially, we don't need to draw active abilities anymore. Because I can just draw the quads. So, what is this? Static void draw quads. Const float t. Unlocked rendering for the game. Update the camera. If paused, frame time 0. Yeah. What is this? Last update. Calculate FPS. Yeah. There we go. Let's just put it here. Simulate. Why not put these two things together? Okay, let's see. For quad. Actually, it's const quad. Reference quad in game state. Quads. Ah, that's the problem. So I need... It's not going to be... Is it though? Yeah, it will be... Yeah, draw. Quad. I need a sprite ID though. But that's in the draw data. Is it? It can't be draw quad, does it? Wait. Let me see here. We have a material. Okay, so we need a sprite ID too. And then it's just going to be draw sprite. I think. How about this? A quad is a quad and a sprite is a sprite. And then we need to call this render quad and render sprite. Exactly the same thing. But in here we have a sprite ID. I think. I don't think I can draw... Maybe we can have a render quad happening. Let's call it render quad. And then we check if quad.spriteID is unequal to sprite white. We draw a sprite. Otherwise, we draw a quad. But I feel like I can also draw a... Oh, we also need a size, do we? Yeah, we need a size. So this would be quad.spriteID. And then quad... Oh, we need to generate the position here. Lerp. There you go. So over here we have the const vector to position, taking in the quad previous position and the quad's position. Using the t value. And then we do the position. And we do quad.draw data. And then over here we draw a quad, which has a position, but then we need a size and the draw data. And for that size... Now what if we want to animate that size? We just changed that. In here. We also need a vector to size. Which by default is empty, by the way. And then over here we have to supply the size. And I think in draw sprite we have one that has a size. Well, I think it's too many if checks. What do you guys think? Is this too many if checks? Or is this fine? It's not enough? Whatever. So now we can draw the quads. Essentially, I have all of these different quad options here, allowing me to choose white check for sprite white and draw method. Because drawing a sprite gets me the transform using the sprite ID. Maybe I can always draw a sprite. I need to test this. I think I can just do always draw a sprite. Man, look at that code, bro. Okay, cool. Now we can do the cool thing. Yeah, and when we simulate, we need to clear the quads before we update the level. I'm making progress, guys. I'm getting excited. I feel that tingling. Yes! All right. Okay. So now that we have this, go to update active abilities. And then we go to Meteor Strike. Okay. Instead of drawing a sprite here, what we do is... okay, render Render quad. Quad is nothing. And this is where we fill in the data. So for example, let's get this. Yoink. What do we want? We definitely want a sprite ID.
Gotcha, bitch.
We want sprite. So this missile here. The position. Active ability. Previous position. Here. No size. Draw data. Is. Now, why is... Oh, where? Is. Dot layer. Is layer. Dot angle. Is get angle. Please tell me this works and I love you. Please tell me this works and I love you. Please tell me this works and I love you. Come on. Oh, so the game state. Gamer state, yeah. Game state. Quad. Dot add. Quad. What are you working on? Well, 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 well. If it works, 100 subs. Look, I need to make sure that this actually works then. Okay, wait. So what works now? What should work now is... I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. What should work now is that this right here gets drawn. When I press the escape key, it should still be drawn. In the unlocked rendering, right? So let's say when we are running the level, over here it should be drawn, right? After all of this stupid UI shit. So like get rid of this. We draw the heroes, we draw the enemies. That's a long function here. It's with the HP bar for the boss. And oh yeah, we need to draw the quads here. But is that cheating? I don't know, it's up to you to decide. But we need to draw the quads here using the T value. There you go. It's cheating, yeah, okay. Wouldn't have worked. Now it should work, though. 100%. Are we winning? Yes, sir, we are winning today. Look at this. I can now finally... Look at this. Cool. And now the thing is... Place this guy here. Okay, so I want to slow this down. You see how this flickers, guys? You see how this is perfectly in? But this flickers? Now watch what happens. Now, what we can do is take the quad here, right? And then do quad. Essentially just make another quad. This is awesome. And it's perfectly, how do you call that? It's perfectly animated too. No, it's perfectly, no. It's smooth. It doesn't stutter. So we want that range indicator thing here. Wait, we don't even need that. We don't need this. Then the position is here, this one. Previous position. Target location. Previous position is the same. Layer and color and render options. Look at this, guys, how easy this is. And now I can get rid of this function call right here. Watch this. So after one update, we will see a circle here. Take a look at this. So I'm adding in step debugging right now. Yeah, so this is animating between the two. Because the previous position and the current position, those are the two. And I'm currently... I didn't press U yet, bro. When I press the U key, there will be a circle. And the reason why this is warping up and down is because the game is actually running.
Gotcha, bitch.
The game is actually running right now, but I have it set up in a way where I can control whenever a simulation step happens. So for example, what I could do is I could do ooh, 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 ooh. Boom. Right? It exploded. Boom. See this? Or I could go back. Cool, cool, cool. So we fixed that, I think. I think it's fixed. Yeah, so that looks correct now. Finally, so I fixed that. Let's turn this back to speed up is 10. Okay, yeah. Cool. So what I had before, by the way, the reason why I'm so happy about this is what I had before is update active abilities. I had this function here where I would go through the active abilities, then update them using timing and stuff like that. So for example, Bladestorm would generate projectiles and missiles, and then, you know, you remember the different versions. In this version, I'm using number 3. And then it would just add a bunch of missiles to the active ability and update them, essentially. And so, like, in order to have those missiles, you know, to display those missiles, what I would have to do is, okay, so I generate a missile, and then I would need to have a function called draw active abilities, which literally just went over the missiles and drew them, but I was always limited. So, for example, you can see here that I actually hard-coded the shield orb sprite to a missile, so I couldn't even have a generic missile. It would always be a shield orb. Now this entire function is completely obsolete. This stuff right here is completely useless. We don't need that at all. We just need draw quads. This small function.